What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here, and we are in Warframe. We are in Update 13. We're going to talk about everything that's going on, give you an overview of a lot of the stuff that's in here. I'm breaking it up into multiple videos, so I've already posted, by the time this video releases, I will have already posted the first gameplay, which you can see on the channel. I will have already posted about Hydroid and how you can find his parts, how you can get his parts as a quick video as well. So everything else should be covered in this video, so hopefully you enjoy this, and let's go through it all. There is so many changes to go through in here. I'm going to go through all the new stuff more or less, and specifically in this one we're going to talk more about the weapons and some of those things and the new melee system and how that's all going to work. A little bit about the dojo rooms and whatnot. All the fixes and stuff, I've got them all posted on the nogcommunity.com page. The update hotfixes, all that stuff is there. You don't need to log into the community page to be able to see it all. It's there for anybody to view at any time under the Warframe section. With that in mind, let's get rolling through here. So, there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of changes in this. And oh my gosh, there's a lot of changes. Let's start off with the new stuff. Now, we have a couple of new dojo rooms. So, important dojo room to build is going to be the Orkin Lab. Throw a little picture up. This is going to be required for the new solar rail stuff that goes out now, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So we have the Orkin Lab, and then inside the Orkin Lab, we have the solar rail. Right here, this is research based off of Storm Clan. Keep that in mind. I believe these scale. The research scales based off your clan size. So for the Storm Clan, you're talking 100,000 credits, 5,000 alloy plate, 6,000 circuits, 7,500 ferrite, and 5 forma. It takes a day to build that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Inside of the Tenno room in your dojo, you're going to find the 3 new weapons. Now, if you don't purchase these new weapons, which are purchasable on the market, so you'll have your Nikana, or your Dragon Nikana, in the market. You'll have your Attica, and you'll have your Nami Skyla. Okay, you can get in there with your clan and you can build these weapons. So research inside of here takes 2 or 3 days based off of whichever weapon this is. So just keep that in mind. 2 of them, I believe the Nami and the Attica, both take 2 days, whereas the why am I losing my train of thought? Sorry, the Nikana takes 3 days if I remember correctly. But Nami research here for Storm Clan, 50,000 credits, 10 neuros, 5,000 ferrite, 500 rubido, 3,000 polymer bundle. The Attica research as well, and these can all be researched at the same time. You don't have to wait for one to build and the other one to build, that type of thing. Credits 50,000, Morphix 10, ferrite 5,000, rubido 500, salvage at 3,000 as well. The Nikana here, which has 50,000 credits, argon crystal, requires 2 argon crystal, oxium of 1,000 oxium. We got some farming to do. Alloy plate 1,500, polymer bundle of 3,000. Now, argon crystal is a new resource, if you will, that is located inside of the void section. Okay. Now this resource decays over time. It has a half-life of 1 day. Okay, so you got to use it quickly in any of the gear that you're crafting, or in your foundry, or inside your dojo, that type of thing. Otherwise, it disappears, and you have to go refarm for it and start all over again. So when you get it, quickly get it put in, and get it done. Okay. I don't know how much these weapons will be in the foundry for research or for final stuff yet. We'll talk about it in future videos as they finish up. I'll pull them out and we'll talk about what's required resource-wise on that one in future videos. But yes, so we were met with Nikana, which is a katana, the Nami and Skyla, which is the cutlass and dagger that I am using in this video. In this video in the background, we went full-on melee only. You're also the Attica, which is the primary crossbow. There is also the Lex Prime, which is in the void. I don't have any information on that one yet. We have the new Porpoise shock weapon skins, if you will. Here it is on the screen. It's a quite pricey platinum thing. I think it was like $275 or whatever. I didn't get it. You won't see me pick up the skins unless they're on a big sale and I'm in the mood to pick them up, because just, yeah, no real need for me. There's new customizations to the weapons. Well, I should say not to the weapons, but to the melee weapons. There are some new customizations that they're calling the Sugatra pack, which is only 50 platinum, which you could buy pretty easy. It comes with 4 different customizations that go onto your melee arsenal. Okay, they're pretty cool looking. I'll probably pick that up and display them in my future weapons. We've got 7 new dojo gardens that are in there. We've only opened up like 1, 2 so far that we've built. The main thing inside the dojo, which I will have a video coming up on that as well, was getting the Orkin Lab going, getting the Temple of Honor, which is the room for the statues, getting the observatory up and running, and we did put 1 garden in there as well, just because the new gardens look pretty awesome. So I'll get them all in there, because everybody wants them in there anyway. So, but as we go through this, let's talk a little bit more, right? So, the changes with Melee 2.0, there's a whole lot of new things going on here. The new gameplay system, it's got a completely reanimated system for each weapon grip, a stance slot with every melee weapon where you can equip a fighting stance, a combo system that increases your melee weapon's damage the more you hit your enemy, feedback system that allows for more responsiveness on melee attacks, a channeling mechanic that allows you to channel your Warframe's energy into your melee weapon when it's equipped, which is pretty cool. A fully equipped melee weapon state holds your melee key to equip your weapon. So if you hold down the default F key, it'll actually shift right into your melee weapon, and that'll be your default weapon when you're running around. Or inside your arsenal before going into a mission, you can actually now unequip all your other weapons and equip the melee weapon. If you, however, unequip all weapons, it will by default re-equip your melee weapon for your mission. So by default, it will always equip your melee weapon. There are unique combos across the many different weapons now. For a list on how to execute the combos, you're going to visit the combo section in the pause menu. I haven't visited yet. I'll have to take a look at it. I will gather them all and get them onto our forum website so that they're easy to reference at some point, but I just haven't gotten them all there yet. Obviously, the time frame. It was pretty early or late, however you look at it. Charge attacks have been removed and replaced with combos now. So all charge attack based mods have been repurposed to suit the new system. These affected mods are as follows, and I'll throw them up on the screen. Reflex Coil, Focus Energy, Killing Blow, Corrupt Charge, and Second Wind. Due to the changes introduced in Melee 2.0, the melee auto-targeting is now set on by default. Keep that in mind. And I'll have a link as well on the forums that will allow you to go to a place for feedback on the new melee system. The new stance mods, let's talk about them. It's a new category of mods for the melee weapons that add the mod capacity, as well as providing dedicated stances for your melee weapon. They can be found on enemies throughout the solar system. We do not have it confirmed on what enemies these are yet. As they get confirmed, I will make sure to keep them posted on our forums and updated in a thread so it's easy to reference. So full list of stance mods. Let's go through it here. You got Katana 1, which is Tranquil Cleave. Sword 1 of Iron Phoenix. Sword 2 of Crimson Dervish. Dual Sword 1, Crossing Snakes. Dual Sword 2, Swirling Tiger. Scythe 1, Reaping Spiral. Scythe 2, Stalking Fan. Fist 1, Seismic Palm. Fist 2, Fracturing Wind. Hand and Feet 1, Grim Fury. Hand and Feet 2, Brutal Tide. Staff 1, Clashing Forest. Staff 2, Flailing Branch. Glaive 1, Gleaming Talon. Polearm 1, Shimmering Blight. Polearm 2, Bleeding Willow. Whip 1, Burning Wasp. Whip 2, Coiling Viper. Dagger 1, Homing Fang. Dagger 2, Pointed Wind. Dual Dagger 1, Gnashing Payers. Dual Dagger 2, Sinking Talon. Axe Heavy Sword 1, Cleaving Whirlwind. Axe Heavy Sword 2, Rending Crane. Hammer 1, Shattering Storm. Hammer 2, Crushing Ruin. And Machete 1, Sundering Weave. Do not have all the information on all those right now, guys. As I said, as I get information, I'll make sure to get it posted onto the forums. We'll talk about it in future videos. Obviously, in builds, when the builds come up, I'll be going through those in the builds as well. So we'll just keep that in mind. You have a new channeling melee mod for your melee weapon to increase the benefits of channeling. New loadout features, of course, that we talked about, where you can equip whatever weapon you want and leave the other ones unequipped. So you can equip your primary and leave nothing else. You can equip your secondary and leave nothing else. You can equip your melee and leave nothing else. But if you unequip everything, by default it will re-equip your melee weapon. Keep that in mind. Your radial XP that you pick up during the missions will be based off of, will be recalculated to match whatever you're running. So if you're running one weapon, it all goes to one weapon. If you're running two weapons, it splits between the two. If you're running three, it splits between all three. The new endgame stuff, they were talking about the dark sectors, what they were calling the Badlands, now calling the dark sectors. I got that hint when that came out. This is the first of the endgame projects to ship. So dark sectors is an area of the space, one sectors of the solar system. To participate in this, you need to visit the dojo, go to the research room, the Orkin lab that we talked about in the beginning, and I'll show you in the next video. Research the build and start it. It takes a day to complete the research. Once complete the solar chart, you'll place it in your solar chart and you can start looking through everything and start going through it. Alliances, we have not really talked about alliances. You can have alliances up to 4,000 members. These are based off of max size of a clan. So if I've got a Storm clan, I've got 57 members, but it's going to be calculated based off of 100 members in the clan. So just keep that in mind. We'll talk about alliances a little bit more in future videos. I haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but we'll talk about that. I do want to get some alliance stuff going, so keep that in mind as well. Void key changes, they've done a couple of those. They increase the chance of acquiring tier 3 keys in regular survival missions now. They've removed credit in all resources except Orc and Cell for now from the Void endless mission types reward pool, such as survival and defenses. So no longer will we get hit with the credit and resources in those, which is awesome. Survival spawning changes. Cap max total enemies, including paused enemies, to prevent performance issues and a potential exploit in the beginning. Ramp up enemy count gradually during the first 20 seconds of the mission, so players don't get swamped by enemies at the spawn like they were doing before, when you'd walk in there and you'd have like 30 of them just sitting on you and you're like, what the hell? So they've made those void changes. Some other changes: the Melee channel mod has had a name change to Energy channel. The UI loading screen now shows random codex entries instead of outdated loading tips. Boss achievements are now unlocked by completing the appropriate node rather than being tied to the enemy, which is cool. Oberon pieces have been moved off of AHAC to make room for the Hydroid, and are now a chance to drop from Grineer Leader enemy types, which they did in our first video that we did. We got a Oberon piece. Improved skybox visuals prevented players from being able to click outside of the sign in rewards screen. Improved Sentinel vacuum functionality. Obtained audio and optimized audio and improved some ambience in the forest tile set. Improved 3D transmissions. Better lip syncs. Some graphical tweaks. A lot more tweaks and changes. Removed a number of faulty player spawn-ins. Sentinels are now invincible during Ash's Blade Storm, which is nice. And a whole bunch of other stuff in here, which I'm not going to go through it all because there's just so much in here. So I'm going to have a link below. Check it out on my forum if you want, because you don't have to be logged in like you do on the Warframe forum to check out all the changes and updates. If you have any questions, you want to talk about anything, comments, anything, leave it below, and we will talk about it. I will gladly respond to you, as always. I will pull it up in the next episodes, videos that we do. If there's any big concerns, anything you want me to talk about more, they will come out in those videos. As we get more detail on the Melee 2.0 stuff, I will definitely talk about that more in the videos. We'll start doing the guides as I start getting stance mods. I'll start doing guides on those, and so forth and so on. So I just want to say thank you very much for staying around, watching, liking, if you did like this. Comments anytime. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's greatly appreciated to stay up to date with everything that's going on Warframe, everything that's going on with the Dark Sector playthrough I'm doing, and all the other games that we have here on the channel. But until the next video, thank you for watching. I will catch you guys soon. See you later.